Hi guys, episode 2 or part 2 of this line follower that I built from a kit off eBay. We're sitting in semi-darkness because if I try it out in the conservatory where the sun is shining, you get problems, too much light. I suspect I should shorten this, bring it down a bit closer to the sensors, because it does get affected by any side light or shadows. The other thing is I can get it set up so it goes round to the right, and then if I try it going round to the left, it doesn't work. Adjust it and it goes round to the left, and then it doesn't go round to the right. It makes a lot of difference as to exactly where these sensors are, light dependent resistors. If you just bend them out or bend them in, they pick up more light or less light. And I had a problem with the soldering. Well, I'll do a little demonstration of it running round first, and then I'll talk about the problems that I had. So switch it on. I think ideally these should be just about not coming on. If I move it across, you can see I'm changing. Oh, also I changed that LED for a green one, but there was actually nothing wrong with the red one. I found out there was a problem with the soldering, which again I'll talk about in a minute. So if we just hold this still, put it on here, and we are going round to the right. Okay. But if I want it to go the opposite way round, as you can see, oh, we're going this time, round to the right, and then try and get it to go round to the left. So if I adjust these just a touch, no, it's not going to do it for me. Okay, so I'll now adjust the sensor positions just a tiny bit. And there we go, going the other way. I expect if you spent a long time sorting it out, you get it to run evenly in both directions, but at the moment I'm struggling to get it to do that. As you can see. So it's a combination of adjusting the resistors there for the sensitivity, I think that's basically what they do, and adjusting the actual position of those sensors. Yeah, because I can't see them when they're like that. Oh, nearly. We nearly had it going the opposite direction. What do we want? And that one in a touch. Okay, going that way. Try it the other way. Ah, nearly. So it really is sensitive as to exactly the position of the LEDs, the position of the sensors, and your adjustment on the variable resistors. Right, now I will talk about the problems I had with the soldering. Right, issues with the soldering. Well, first issue was the fact the instructions were in Chinese, but we just went online and got them translated. That wasn't a problem. After I'd soldered it all together, that LED wouldn't light. I was able to adjust the settings and it would still run, but that LED didn't light. And when I checked it, either my soldering iron was too hot and it actually burnt the track, or the track that's printed there wasn't big enough. One way or the other, I ended up having to put this strap in. Not in focus, hang on. Is that better? That's better. Okay, so yeah, I've added that strap because the solder joint down there onto the circuit board had failed. And I also added that strap, which looks like it goes two places. That's because I haven't trimmed the end off. Let's just bend it up out the way. That strap from there to there, because that didn't seem to be working. Also I had to put a strap from there to there. So I think my soldering iron was too hot and I damaged the printed circuit because I just could not get a good joint there, and so the LED wouldn't light. So I changed it to a green one because I thought it might have been the LED was faulty, but it wasn't. It was just it wasn't making a good solder joint on the track. So yeah, that's what I've done. I've strapped it out. That one replaces that strap there. That one replaces the strap that's directly underneath it. And that one replaces the strap that goes along to there. You can still see the tracks, but I think it was actually at this end, the pads that should take the solder, I think I burnt them out with my soldering iron. I was using my 25-watt soldering iron, which is new to me, whereas I always used to use my 17-watt soldering iron. So I think that's what's happened. I think I've overheated it, burnt the tracks, and so we weren't getting a good solder joint on that LED. Other than that, as you can see, we're working. Oh, yeah, that plastic strap clip just there, the one for that side was missing, wasn't in the bag. So that's why we've got a bit of black tape around that one. Other things, these screws are too long. I don't know why they've given us ones that are much too long, but I couldn't get them to go in any further than that. I was worried I might split the plastic, but they're about that long, and they don't need to be anything like as long as that. But the motors and gearboxes work. Everything else works. We were able to work out which resistors went where just by using the information on the board here. So although I did translate the instructions to English. You could have done it without them, but the instructions give you hints and tips on how to do the setup afterwards. Right, and the distances you should be here. I think I could shorten that and it might work a bit better. Might. And as I say, just the exact position of these makes a difference. Because obviously it's got to see the black line to affect the resistance of the photoresistor or light sensitive resistor. All in all, it does work, but I did have a few issues. A quick demonstration of opening the curtains causing a problem with the light. As you see, we're going round nicely. I'll open the curtains. And we're gone. Close the curtains again. And we're okay. Another little bit to add on the end of my summary. I've been looking at the pictures on the other listings and realised that I had my sensor and LED too high up, away from the ground, and I'd cut them to length. I'd done it based on the picture on this listing, but I think it was the angle of the photo made it look like the sensors were up level with the top of here, as they appear to be where we're looking at it now. But when I look at the other listings, these are supposed to be right down as low as you can get them, so that they pick up the light from a lower point and aren't getting the ambient light causing problems. So what I've done is I've used a shorter bolt here. So that's about 1/4 inch shorter than the original. So everything's lower down now. So if I now switch it on, we're going all right that way. And we're going all right the other way. So that was part of my problem. It was up too high. Misunderstanding the instructions as usual. So had I understood what it was telling me, I wouldn't have shortened the legs on the sensors. Focus, yeah. I've shortened them to bring them in line with what I thought I could see in the picture. But I should have left them full length, and I've got around that by shortening the bolt so it's all lower down. So there we go, working now. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment so I know how I'm doing. And somewhere up here there'll be some links to related playlists. Thanks again.